Hey Kelly, how you doing? All right, just looking at your work here. I've got this up. We'll take a look at this in a second, but I was just going to make some comments on your writing. Your writing. I was telling me about the mass image that would fit cloud. I think a cloud's great. Good job there. I don't know. You talk about removing the stroke. That's good. You saw the announcement. That's fantastic. I'm glad that makes sense to you. The work could be a rough. Okay, so let's go ahead. I've got the workup, so let's go ahead and take a look. I think it's a really good start. It's got a nice feel to it, definitely. Let me just reduce the size of this a little bit so we can fit it in the window. Yeah, it's got a nice size, nice feel. Definitely got an interesting feel to it. So I think we can definitely make some comments here that will improve the overall ad itself. Okay, so. Um, Yes, remove the strokes, definitely. Now, right now, I think the subhead, don't forget your type requirements. Arial bold for the headline, Arial bold italic for the subhead. So that should be set in Arial bold italic. I also think that subhead is really long. I would recommend you condense that to something like 50% off due discounts on during Valentine's week or something like that. So headline romantic getaway, and then something something like uh, uh, room discounts or special offers during Valentine's week or something like that, but something just much shorter than that. Um, and then you'll place that under the headline, something like that, and then set that in Arial bold italic. I would recommend then taking that whole headline subhead and then bring it over and let's establish some alignment here. Right now, I'm not sure. This looks like it's aligned, but the subhead and the body copy look like it's aligned, but it doesn't look like a headline's aligned. So let's go ahead and bring that margin in a little bit, establish a good consistent margin, and make sure that your headline, subhead, and body copy are all in alignment. Okay, at that point, I would say you've got this type right here. I think we can move it up a little in the composition. So watch my cursor. Here's headline, here's subhead. Okay, and then right about here or so, you can set your body copy. I think I think right now it's too low in the composition, and it's creating a very heavy balance towards the bottom of the composition. So let's move that up a little bit to redistribute that balance. And then my only other recommendation at that point is we're going to add a little bit more visual weight. Since all the type is on the left side, we're going to add a little bit more visual weight to the right side. We'll take this logo and place it over here on this side of the composition, and then take the type information, the contact information, and place it on this side of the composition. Now, right now, 716 Amethyst Bay Boulevard, St. Thomas, I would take that St. Thomas and indent that so it's in alignment with the rest of where that information starts. So you have your headers, your headline area, and then establish that margin right there and pull that St. Thomas in so that's all in alignment. Okay, other than that, I think it's a great start. So yeah, so let's go ahead and make those changes. Let's get those changes made relatively quickly because we want those changes. We want the magazine ad to be ready to go, complete and ready to go by the time you start work on the banner ad, since the banner ad is heavily based on the magazine ad. So go ahead and make those changes and resubmit, and I'll go ahead and make comments. If you elect not to resubmit here, I would definitely like to see these changes reflected in your final submission coming up here in a couple weeks. But consider submitting here so that just so we can make sure that we're heading in the right direction. Okay, so that's really all I have, Kelly. If you have any questions, comments, or if you need any clarification, please let me know. I'll be glad to provide anything that is needed in that regard. Great start. Thank you very much for sharing.